to shoot the rock. This is the Rockcastle Gun Show on ESPN 102.7 FM, AM 1450, AM 1230, and streaming live on ESPNKY.com. Your weekly double-barrel dose of the biggest names, best products, and most intriguing topics in the world of firearms. Brought to you by Hilux Optics, Swagger by Pods, Shoot with Confidence, J&K Used Cars on the Bypass, and Mohawk Outdoors. In pursuit of liberty, justice, and all things guns. Here are your hosts, Nick and Nate Noble.
Yeah, welcome back to the Rockcastle Gun Show. Here comes the boom. Every week, Wednesday nights, 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're live in the studio, and you can listen to us on 102.7 in our area. You can listen to us on ESPN Radio 1027.com, wherever you are, or you can go on ESPNKY.com still and check us out. Same link takes you to the same place, but it's always 102.7 on there. And you can hear the biggest names, the best products, and the best stories in the world of firearms. And, tonight we have a cool show, but Nick, we've been busy, and I don't even know what we're doing here.
Yeah, I know. So we've been on just a total... bit of a, not a rampage in a good way. I mean, we came off the Rockcastle Pro-Am 3-Gun Championships, largest 3-gun competition in the world. And then we immediately went into the Night Stalkers 2-gun,
awesome.
Which was awesome. Raised a lot of money for the Night Stalkers, which is the 160th SOAR Special Operations Air Regiment out of Fort Campbell.
One went over my house today, man. Apache from Fort Campbell, and I'm like,
you see Apaches and...
Blackhawks
and Chinooks and things like that flying over town or anywhere in your area. That's most likely the 160th, and they're the guys that take all of our special operations operators, whether you're a Navy SEAL or Green Beret or anything else. They take them in and out of battle, and that was really neat last weekend to kind of do that and get them up and running and on a 2-gun, a pistol rifle match, and it was just lots of fun. Derek Poor, who's one of the guys that kind of created and helped create that match. He recently retired from SOAR, from the 160th, and we got to go down to his retirement. It was really fun. He showed up after a meeting in a business suit and shot the entire match with the ROs like James Bond.
They kind of made him
coat and tie. Yeah, but it was. But it was an epic photo op of having Derek Poor out there shooting air rifles and pistols out of cars and around cars and on platforms in a coat and tie. So that was fun.
And then right after that, we had literally 100 Corvettes show up at the Rockcastle Shooting Club, at the Rockcastle Club, and they spent the weekend with us. And Shooting USA came out and did a cool Corvettes and Sporting Clays shoot. It'll be on Shooting USA on the Outdoor Channel coming up, one of these episodes. You'll be able to catch the Rock and some serious Kentucky horsepower. We had literally the parking lot was flooded with Corvettes. It was awesome to see it.
Yeah, they rented out our entire lodge. We have a 100 guest room hotel. They rented out the entire lodge over a year in advance. So it was great to have all those Corvettes up there. There was about 7,000 or 8,000 in town, maybe more. But 100 of them got to spend the weekend at Rockcastle Shooting Center and our lodge up on the hill, and they really enjoyed themselves. We had some special activities for them. Shooting wise and golf wise, and they really enjoyed that. So, and then we're transitioning into.
We just got out of the end of the weekend with the Dove opener. We have a nice little field to shoot there, and had a lot of happy customers coming in shooting some Dove with us at Rockcastle, and we still got some deer spots open for deer season. So if you're still needing a place to hunt, our giant bucks are getting ready, like the show before us. But our guided hunts packages are there. Just get a hold of us up at the lodge, and we'll hook you up on that.
As a matter of fact, Midwest Whitetails Daily, it's a big YouTube channel, and on Realtree 365, they're actually coming in this weekend to hunt a Kentucky velvet hunt right here at Rockcastle, so it's going to be good. They're getting some great trail cameras, so there are some hunts available for that from the Rockcastle Outfitters. So anyway, we got a big story. We're going to go on into this show. We're going to bring on the next big thing that we're doing is this coming weekend.
The next two big things.
Yeah, the next several big things, and it's all for veterans. And this weekend we're going to have the Legion, which is the 5th Special Forces, for Chapter 38, the 9/11 Memorial Run and Gun. And we're going to have Mr. Trevor Graves on with us. And then after that, we're going to bring on Trevor Bockham with HAVA, Honored American Veterans of Field. And we're going to talk about that in our second segment. In our third segment, we're going to have Mr. Joe Burdick, who we just announced recently that we're hosting the Bushnell Elite Sniper Series in February. And we'll be talking about some long-range sniper shooting and competition. So that's our show tonight, and we'll be back here in just a couple minutes to jump in with Trevor Graves with the Legion 9/11 Memorial Run and Gun after these messages on ESPN Radio 102.7.
J&K Used Cars is the place to go when you need a quality automobile at an affordable price. Stop in at 670 on the Bypass in Bowling Green and see this week's special. A 2010 Toyota Highlander. Limited four-wheel drive SUV comes with third-row seating, sunroof, pearl exterior, leather interior, sport wheels, and more, only $16,995. Hurry in because at that price, it won't last long. J&K Used Cars, with over 40 years of serving the community with affordable prices on quality automobiles. Visit J&K on the Bypass and online at jnkusedcars.com.
This is Nate from Rockcastle Shooting Center. Did you know that one of the premier shooting ranges in the world is right here in South Central Kentucky? Rockcastle Shooting Center has something for everyone's recreational shooting enjoyment. From 3D archery to our brand new sporting clays course, handgun ranges full of steel to targets out to a mile. There's no better place to get some trigger time than Rockcastle Shooting Center. Non-members are welcome, and memberships start at $150 per year. We offer a fantastic range of firearms training and education opportunities from the most basic to the most advanced. Come see us, exit 48 on I-65, Park City, Kentucky. Visit rockcastleshootingcenter.com.
Discover North Point Apartment Homes. Tour their 1, 2, and 3-bedroom apartments with a 24-hour fitness center, in-ground swimming pool, and access to the clubhouse and party room. North Point is now leasing. New to the area? North Point is just 10 minutes from downtown Bowling Green and WKU's campus. North Point offers short-term and corporate leasing. Plus, the property is pet-friendly. Call Melissa Henry at 270-202-9338. Schedule a tour and ask about their furnished units. North Point Apartment Homes, 141 Bristow Road.
The U.S. Army is offering up to $65,000 in student loan reimbursement as a new enlistment incentive. The program is available for nearly 50 different occupations, covering both full-time and part-time careers in the U.S. Army and Army Reserve. The total amount of loan reimbursement varies depending on the length of the individual's enlistment contract. For more information, talk to your local Army recruiter or check us out online at www.goarmy.com.
This is Tim Jensen from Gun Style. You're listening to ESPN, the Rockcastle Gun Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Rockcastle Gun Show. It's your hosts, Nick and Nate Noble, here on the Rockcastle Gun Show on ESPN Radio, the only gun show on ESPN Radio. And we're very, very proud of that. And that was, hey, what a great, had a little ad going in for the Army. Go Army, go, Army strong. And then the first Sarge from Grunt Style, Tim Jensen, bringing us in from the break, Nate.
And producer Garrett Browning, I like that bump music. It's good.
That was really good. You've been searching. So you're listening to the Rockcastle Gun Show. So we were just talking about the last couple of weeks. We had the Rockcastle Pro-Am 3-Gun Championships. We had the 160th SOAR Special Operations Air Regiment. We had their 2-gun challenge that really supported the Night Stalkers Association, which is a fantastic organization that really helps families of all those men and women in the 160th with special needs, things that they need to support them, fallen soldiers and their families and everything else. And then, we're transitioning now for the next couple weeks into some other fantastic events. And Nate, this weekend is the Legion, is the 5th Special Forces, the Green Berets out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky, just right here about an hour and 20 from us. And we're throwing a run and gun. It's a 9/11 Memorial Run and Gun, and it is to support Chapter 38, which helps
of the Special Forces Association.
Of the Special Forces Association that helps fallen soldiers, their families, and all kinds of things.
It does a lot of great things, and we got a guy that's going to come on and explain that to us, who is a good friend of the Rockcastle Shooting Center and been there many a times, and we're excited to have you guys this weekend. Trevor Graves, what's going on?
Hey, Nick, Nate, no more warmer welcome than you can get from Rockcastle. You guys have done so much for us. I got to start out with saying Rockcastle is the place to be, and we really appreciate what you guys do for all of us in the military, for the nation, for guns, just being awesome. we're excited to have this match this weekend coming up.
And Trevor, I don't know how much we won't talk about you much, but you are active duty. You're in 5th Group right now, but you're highly integrated in your work as an active duty soldier. But as important as that is supporting Chapter 38 for the Special Operations chapter and everything that's going on with the Legion 9/11 Memorial match. Tell us a little bit about this, how this match came about. It's actually a biathlon. It is a trail run with a slung rifle, a holstered pistol, and these guys and girls, and there's a bunch of girls and there's a bunch of guys, and it's sold out almost instantly. What's going on this weekend at Rockcastle Shooting Center?
Well, Nick, you know the deal. Everything is based off of combat scenarios from 5th Group history. Some of them very recent. We've got some scenarios going to really challenge competitors this year. They're just coming out of Syria, so we're gonna basically test competitors both mentally and physically, kind of like we do in the Special Forces, and give them a taste of kind of our life, and hopefully do some outreach and share that experience. Now, obviously, we can't shoot at you or what have you, but we'll come close to it as we can. And you know, talking about the beginning of this match and the whole genesis of this thing, you know, started out because we were looking at some of our fallen members. We lost some fellas, McEnroe, Moriarty, and Llewellyn are the 3 names that come to mind about 3 years ago. Lost them in Jordan. And we realized, hey, these guys all love to shoot. What can we do for their family, their loved ones, to incorporate them back into the community and make them feel, you know, part of the team again, or at least kind of understand, you know, where their sons were coming from and do some activity that their sons enjoyed. And that was shooting. So since then, you know, we still have lost some folks, unfortunately. We continue to, but we stay in the fight. And this match has really, really brought together a lot of what I call true believers in plain clothes come out this match and really support the community, let guys know they're appreciated. And then in return, you know, like the Green Berets that come out of this are excited to see all the civilian participation and compete with some of the best shooters around.
Well, you just mentioned 3 names, and 2 of them I know very well, Moriarty and Llewellyn. And last year we had both of those dads, Gold Star dads, that actually participated in the match. This year we're going to have, I think, them and some more. And there's nothing more humbling as a civilian, and folks like Nate and I running a shooting center and getting and hosting a big event like this. You want to talk about emotion. When James Moriarty was finishing the match, about 25 Green Berets went and met him 300 yards out and all ran him up the hill. And there wasn't a dry eye, at least in the parking lot where I was. And it was very moving because one of the battle that Jimmy was lost in was actually one of the stages in the match. And there's just something to be said for that and just everything that, you know, was around it.
Yeah, absolutely right, Nick. And you know, from Jim, you know, Jimmy's dad, to us, the biggest compliment was hearing, hey, you know, I've met with Congress, I've met with the POTUS, you know, I've had the privilege of going out and talking, you know, in politics and where have you. But this is the most cathartic thing that I've done to make me feel like at peace with my son, you know. And that's the reason we keep doing this, to do that for these folks who've given all for us. And you know, like you said, not dry eye in the crowd, but it was shared by not just the Green Berets in the community. I think that everyone who participated got some kind of a good experience out of that, and a new understanding of maybe what guys are doing for them overseas.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, as Trevor is doing the work, obviously a lot of you understand each and every single vignette that is created into a shooting competition, and it's not the same by any means, but it's kind of a picture for the plainclothes people you were talking about that understand and support. Gives them a little look into really what goes down, and then reading the story before the stage is, I think, one of the most important things that we've done in the past. You know, it explains what happened and how those guys, Llewellyn and Moriarty and those boys were pretty much ambushed. You know, and then you get to see what happened and then you get to, get you get amped up and adrenaline up for the match, and it makes you run faster and shoot more, and it's pretty cool. And what you were talking about, not a dry in the house, it just proves that how tight of a family that your group is, and your team members and their families, because you guys continue to take care of them, which is what the Chapter 38 of the Special Forces Association is all about.
Yeah, that's the absolute right word for it, Nick. Is family. We look at the unit as a family. We look at our partners like Rockcastle as a family. We look at the nation as a family. The Legion's nickname is the Brotherhood. It's a brotherhood, sisterhood. So it's all part of a family. I think good institutions, the most elite ones, operate that way, and so that's something that we try to conduct in the same manner in every endeavor we are involved in. So I think no exception to Rockcastle. This match is just an extension of that family, and that's one reason we love to see guys and gals come out and participate.
And I think another good message that needs to go out, because people are listening to us all over the country and all over the world, is there's a chapter of the Special Forces Association, surrounded in regions and bases near you. And if you're not going to do, the one here for Legion with the 5th Group, the Chapter 38, go find one, because, whether it's this or, you were up here for Night Stalkers a couple weekends ago, and and those guys are also brothers of yours, because you they're there to pick you up and take you in and rescue you and do all kinds of crazy stuff. People need to go support these guys. I mean, support these guys and their families is what's more important, because what you guys are doing is raising money for people that have already been lost, but their kids and their families and their dads, they need stuff. And they need help, and they need support, and that's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely, Nick. And it's a community, not just a charity. It really is. Like like you said, there's guys who need support, and it matters a lot that they get it from the civilian populace who really. I mean, we're a democratic nation here. We answer to the civilian, appointed leaders and the folks you all vote for. So. It's very encouraging for guys to have people come out and support them the way they do, and show them that sacrifice they make day in and day out abroad or for their family is really well appreciated. So
and Trevor, with that being said, I mean, we're talking about some somber things, soldiers lost in combat, and Gold Star dads and Gold Star moms and Gold Star children participate in this, but at the end of the day, this is open to the public, folks. We would highly invite you to come up and check out the Legion 9 and 11 Memorial Run and Gun this Saturday and Sunday. And this is going to be a party. I mean, Trevor and you guys are pulling out all the stops. I mean, you're going to have food trucks up there. We're going to have caterers in the kitchen, taking over the kitchen. There's going to be some adult beverages. There's going to be bands. And this is going to be a celebration of life. It's going to be a celebration of freedom. It's going to be a celebration of the United States of America and our soldiers that have literally paid the ultimate price. And we're all going to be raising money for Chapter 38 and the Legion. And that's a special thing. So this isn't going to be all tears and everything else. This is going to be a party, isn't it?
No, and to add one thing to that before Trevor gets on his horse about this, the black gun is under high scrutiny right now, and I can assure you that Rockcastle Shooting Center this weekend will be one of the safest places on earth.
I guarantee it. But well said, Nate. No doubt about it. You're safe at Rockcastle this weekend, so come on up. Prior to 9/11, I want to just throw out to you something unique, and you touched on it earlier, Nick. Was that the Night Stalkers Association, the Special Forces Association? Something cool about them is that they are the only associations that are embedded with active duty special operations folks. So they actually have an office in the building with the command team. They're there every day, listening to the needs of the unit, and that's kind of one of the unique things they do for us. They work well with the Green Beret Foundation, which is another great foundation, transitional foundation, and a lot of our other partners, Memorial 3-Gun Foundation, all these wonderful charities. And, the SFA is really kind of a rotary for all those at the unit. And uniquely positioned to kind of help out with the active duty needs just because they have that office in the building. I think the same thing for the Night Stalkers Association. So I just want to highlight that to folks that when they're out there, that's kind of what we mean by the community. You have an active engagement with the people who are currently operating abroad and working in the active force.
Well, and that's how we met you and Trevor Saunders, as you guys came up and actually ran in our first ever Rockcastle Run and Gun, the Matt Stennett, who's also the match director for this. The run and gun community is this. It's a small community, but they're very loyal. I mean, people are coming from all over the country to help not only run in it as range officers, but also participate in everything involved in it. And Matt's done a great job, and we'd be remiss without stating how much work and dedication that he's put into this match.
Oh, Matt Stennett, I can't say enough about this guy. I mean, to me, he's a real world angel. The guy is, I don't mean that in hyperbole. Like, Matt has really, I mean, you and Nate are pretty good, Nick. We like you guys. We gotta say thanks to Matt because he is the heart and soul of this thing. His almost like savant-like ability to visualize stages and kind of represent those scenarios we were talking about. Put him into a course of fire that's both safe but realistic, is just really impressive. And I can't say enough about that, his ability to kind of make this an event that's really going to challenge every aspect of your shooting game.
Absolutely. So you can come up and check this out. Run us through some of the extracurricular activities that the folks that can come up and participate and maybe help support Chapter 38 this weekend. Yeah,
so number one big change from last year and the year before that, we're trying to do kind of a festival atmosphere. We've got a couple bands coming up. I think we've got 3 bands from Nashville coming up, to be named as we go along. But they're also supplemented by some wonderful caterers out of Clarksville. We've got Madeline's French Bistro who's going to cater dinner and breakfast both days. So if you're just in the neighborhood, you want to try some really great French food, something different. It's not going to be pulled pork and chicken, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Recommend kind of checking it out. Pretty low cost on that, and then the bands are going to be out there playing. We've got a couple singers going to be inside the building, and then right now we're trying to get folks out here with some horses and some airsoft. What we'd like to do is, if you have a son or daughter who likes to know what it's like to be a Green Beret, who is just curious about the military, or if you just think that it would be cool to have that experience for a day, and not all the bad stuff, we're talking about all the glamorous stuff here. We have a couple horse rides available, and we'd like to take the kids down on the horse to do a little raid action with some airsoft guns. Totally safe, fun for the family. And something we're trying to roll out to kind of make this a little bit more friendly to everyone who's not shooting in the event actively. Well,
like you said, this is you're turning this into a festival, and it's going to be great. It's a festival of freedom to support Chapter 38. And Trevor, it's going to be great. Folks, everybody that's listening right now, and we highly suggest you come up to Rockcastle Shooting Center this weekend for the Legion, the 5th Special Forces 9/11 Memorial Run and Gun. It's a biathlon. They're running a trail gun run with slung rifles, holstered pistols. They're going to stop 5 times and actually shoot in scenarios based on where some of our soldiers were lost. And it's a humbling thing. It's a great thing. It's a celebration of freedom. And
there's plenty of room on the start-finish line to cheer these people on as they go on the run and come back in. And while you're doing that, you can have an adult beverage, hang out, have an ice water, whatever you want to do, listen to the music, get some French Bistro on, and rock out at the Rock.
And to the competitors out there, hey, you've got a lot of sponsors coming out for this thing. Not just Rockcastle, but Spikes Tactical, huge, big way coming out. Allen's Arsenal, Vortex, Geisley, Pipe Hitters Union. Just to name a few, we got Saturn Barrels is donated quite a bit, and Innovative Targets. So I just want to throw a shout out to those folks and let the competitors know, hey, there's something on the table if you can hack it.
Yep, for sure. We're getting a lot of that stuff in, man. Can't wait to see you guys this weekend, and we look forward to the Legion 9/11 Memorial Run and Gun at Rockcastle. And Trevor, man, thank you for everything you do and everything your crew does, and we look forward to seeing you this weekend, bud.
Thank you, Nate. Thanks, Nick.
We'll be back on the Rockcastle Gun Show. You're listening to ESPN Radio 1027.com.
Groove and Glow is coming to Glasgow. Entertain Glasgow and TJ Regional Health present the biggest event to hit Glasgow this year. Groove and Glow, landing at the Glasgow Municipal Airport Saturday, September 21st. TJ Regional Health and Entertain Glasgow are proud to bring this phenomenal, free family event to Glasgow this fall, featuring tethered hot air balloon rides, food trucks, kids' activities, and much more, including a concert by Adam Doliak. Plus a balloon glow and spectacular fireworks as the evening's grand finale. Groove and Glow is made possible by TJ Regional Health, celebrating 90 years of service to South Central Kentucky. By Entertain Glasgow, American Engineers, the City of Glasgow, and Commonwealth Broadcasting. Groove and Glow, coming to the Glasgow Municipal Airport, Saturday, September 21st, starting at 4 p.m. Presented by Entertain Glasgow and TJ Regional Health.
J&K Used Cars is the place to go when you need a quality automobile at an affordable price. Stop in at 670 on the bypass in Bowling Green and see this week's special. A 2010 Toyota Highlander limited four-wheel drive SUV comes with third row seating, sunroof, pearl exterior, leather interior, sport wheels, and more. Only $16,995. Hurry in because at that price it won't last long. J&K Used Cars, with over 40 years of serving the community with affordable prices on quality automobiles. Visit J&K on the bypass and online at jnkusedcars.com.
Join Dollar General at the General Warehouse hiring event on Wednesday, September 4th from 1 p.m. until 5 p.m. at the Scottsville Distribution Center located at 427 Beach Street. Currently hiring for all shifts. To apply prior to the event, text Scottsville to 34898 or apply online at dollargeneral.com/careers. Search by requisition ID 64542 or stop in Wednesday, September 4th from 1 to 5 p.m. at 427 Beach Street in Scottsville. Let's grow together at Dollar General, an equal opportunity employer.
Yeah, welcome back to the Rockcastle Gun Show. Don't forget our iTunes podcast now. We're up to, I don't know how many. It's a lot. It's 129, 130. We're in the 130 zone. And you can go download them wherever you get your podcasts and listen to them all from start to finish while you're mowing or driving or going on a road trip or doing whatever you do. Even out on the range, you can dial in some Jerry Micklick or something when you're out there and dial in a spirit through your earphones and try to imagine that you're him while you're shooting. But all those podcasts are available. The biggest names, the best products, the most intriguing topics in the world of firearms are always there. We're a variety show, and this week we're talking about our matches that we got going on because they're really cool.
Yeah, and this is a big veterans show. So we were just talking to Trevor Graves with the 9/11, the Legion 9/11 Memorial Run and Gun that's going on this weekend. And then next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend, we have another great event that's been here for, I think, 5 or 6 years. We'll get that corrected here in a second. But it's the Honored American Veterans of Field, HAVA, the Family Fun Day. So it's folks out of Fort Campbell, wounded warriors, and their families, their wives, their husbands, their children. And it is a family fun day, totally free for the folks that are involved in this. And they come up and get to shoot all kinds of great guns, great ammunition. There's all kinds of fun activities for kids. There's lunch. There's dinner. There's all kinds of great stuff.
Goodie bags. They give away some crazy stuff. And Trevor Bockham is on the phone with us, one of our coolest friends in the industry. Trevor, what's up, man?
Not much. How you guys doing?
Dude, we're doing good.
Great. We were just talking about the 160th, the two-gun challenge that we had 2 weekends ago, and I know that has a special place in your heart as a former pilot and everything in there. And so now we're talking about HAVA.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to coming out and seeing you guys this week. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, and
we've got 100 some odd disabled veterans and their families coming out. Just like every year, we've got some good stages coming up. We're adding some stuff. Gonna have archery this year in the kids area. We've got some people to run that. So that'll be an ad for the kiddos. We got some more fun stages for the adults and the shooters. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, and there's a huge amount of support from the industry. I mean, I'll back up and tell you, if it's one of my favorite matches that Rockcastle does, just because that military veterans. It's not just disabled veterans, but it's veterans that come in and with their families, and there's daycare and there's all these activities going on. But, they get to go out and shoot some of the coolest guns on the planet for free. I mean, basically everything's free for these folks, and provided for companies like Smith & Wesson, who's one of their top dogs, will be there on site to help, and Sig Sauer. Sig Sauer is going to be on property along with probably Ruger and all the other companies that are sending stuff in, and it's just really enjoyable, and it's a great time for the families and veterans that come up there.
Yeah, Hava's blessed with incredible support from the industry. I mean, you can go to the website honoredveterans.org and see, but we've got sponsors that contribute an unbelievable amount of money every year. It's not just a one and done thing. These are companies that every year are donating significant money. I'm talking $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year that they're putting into this, and that allows us to do our family day here at Rockcastle, and our one in Moyock, and our one down in San Antonio, and then several other smaller, not quite family days, but just veterans range days, and then all the hunts that Hava does, and all that stuff is expensive at all costs, and the industry, it's all donated by the industry.
Yeah, and it's amazing to see, like Tom Sullivan with Sig Sauer, one of the senior Tom Taylor, I'm sorry, with one of the senior guys at Sig there, and Yost, and I mean Al Bender, who is executive at Smith & Wesson for a while. I mean, all these folks that have come in and they're coming in and donating their time, not only donating their money, but they're donating their time to the event. It's amazing.
Oh, yes. It's, listen, without all the support and the volunteers and the minds that put this together, the organization does a lot. It's given me plenty of good memories, and it gave me some something to do out here with it. And I enjoy running this every year for Hava. And I got to be a participant is how I got involved. And so it's been a good thing for me.
Yeah, and then there's another aspect that you guys are doing now. You're taking guys with disabilities and wheelchairs and stuff out and teaching them how to shoot again with their disabilities. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, so we got the Learn to Shoot Again program, and Rick Cicero actually came up with the idea. And you guys probably remember I brought Rick and several other disabled vets up there several years ago to shoot the Pro-Am.
Yeah.
And Rick took that experience of getting to go out and shoot the Pro-Am, and he took it out and turned it into a program now that we call Learn to Shoot Again. And Rick and his instructors have been through the instructors courses at 6 Hour Academy and the NRA, and they go and they travel around the country, and they're doing shooting courses for disabled veterans. So whatever your disability may be, whether you're missing an arm, a leg, a part of your hand, whatever, they're experienced with this, and so they can show these guys how to overcome their disability to get out and enjoy their time out at the range or shooting matches.
Yeah, and Rick is a phenomenal dude and friend of the Rockcastle, and just using him as an example, it's you're a soldier, you're in combat, you get wounded, no matter how it happens, get blown up by an IED or whatever, crash a helicopter. If you lose a limb, one of the hardest things that Rick's always been going through is now what if you get a new limb? You get a replacement, a prosthetic, and learning how to manipulate that thing and shoot again, doing the things you love, and it's almost like giving them their God-given talents back to them with the new disabilities that they have, and that's awesome, man.
Well, that's exactly what they're doing, and I'm trying to actually step this up another notch. And I'm running a match on November 2nd at the 6 Hour Academy, and this is a defensive pistol match that is only for shooters with disabilities. And this is open to everybody, veteran, civilian, whatever. No military, anything. This is open for everybody with a disability. And so what we're going to do is November 1st on Friday, we're going to do a 4-hour training block with Learn to Shoot Again instructors and 6 Hour Academy instructors. And then Saturday they're going to do a defensive pistol match. Michael Bain's going to come out and film it for
Shooting Gallery.
It's not for Best Defense anymore. It's for Shooting Gallery, yes. And we're going to have a good day. Lots of prizes to give away, lots of fun, food. It'll be a good time.
Well, and and you won't do this, so I will. I'm gonna brag about you a little bit. Trevor Bachum's our guest. He's with HAVA, Honor American Veterans Field. Trevor is in a wheelchair. He has lost mobility. Well, he used to have lost mobility, but now I've seen him up walking around, and we'll get into that in a second. But he's lost mobility. He's paralyzed from the waist down. And Trevor has been a professional shooter since he got out of the military. And he shot for Team Smith & Wesson with the Michlicks, and now he's on Team Ruger with Doug Koenig, doing some incredible things. So you're coming from a position where you come and shoot the Pro-Am at Rockcastle. You shoot matches all over the country. You're creating your own matches like this incredible one that you're going to do at the 6 Hour Academy. So this is coming from somebody who knows what they're talking about in terms of disabilities and shooting competitions and being a pro shooter.
I appreciate it. It's trying to get people out of the house, Nick, and you know what it's like sometimes for guys. You see guys all the time up there at Rockcastle. Once you get them out and show them that, hey, you can do this, then they take off on their own.
They take off on their own, and they do amazing things like you guys do, man. Our good friend J.D. Williams here with Mohawk Outdoors, and you with HAVA and all the things you're doing, and Graham Hill was at the Pro-Am this last week, and we've been working on it for a few years with Graham, but we actually announced with Graham last week we're doing an official wheelchair division for the Rockcastle Pro-Am, so you need to be here next year. You missed out.
You'll win that one.
You'll win that one. So come on up. It's going to be a fight.
We'll come out and do what we can.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
So what do people need to know about HAVA and where they need to go to find out about, this weekend? Are you accepting people still through registration?
We are still taking people. So for the HAVA Family Day, if you go to honoredveterans.org and you go to, where's the tab?
Events.
It's upcoming events, and you click on the tab, and there'll be a link to register right there. And then you'll fill up Saturday the 14th at 9:30 to register. We'll start the day's activities with my welcome brief at 10:30. And then we've got Byron Ferguson coming out to do an archery exhibition for us this year. So that'll be, if you haven't seen Byron shoot, that'll be,
he's incredible.
Exciting.
Yeah, and this is important because this is for families. Obviously, if you live in the area and you were in a different, base or whatever, you're welcome to come, but this is pretty much targeting Fort Knox and Fort Campbell, our two bases to our south and north locally for Rockcastle. And Saturday morning, guys, you're listening to us right now, Saturday morning. So we're jumping in the future here, but next Saturday, after you hear this broadcast, next Saturday is your day for Fort Knox people to come in that area and disabled veterans to come in to the HAVA event. So honoredveterans.org. Go look at the events, upcoming events, and register, and come down and shoot next weekend at the Rock. So that's next week, not this coming, but for you guys, you're listening to us on Saturday morning. It's next weekend.
Yep. Come on out. We look forward to having you. And if you're interested in my disabled match, it's adaptiveshoot.com. And you can get more info there.
Yeah, adaptiveshoot.com.
When is that match going to be up at 6 Hour Academy?
That's November 2nd, so you got just under 60 days.
Okay, perfect. AdaptiveShoot.com. Trevor Bachum, HAVA, Honored American Veterans of Field. We're going to have the Family Fun Day 1 week from this Saturday, coming up on the 14th, and we're looking forward to all you folks coming up. And by the way, we are in need of volunteers for this match. We actually are a little short on volunteers. If you could call Rockcastle Shooting Center at 270-749-4101 if you're in the local area or region. We'll serve you lunch. We'll serve you dinner. We'll take good care of you, and I promise you, it'll be one of the coolest days you've ever had, seeing these wounded warriors, these disabled veterans out there with their families, their kids, their wives, their husbands, and it's a big day at Rockcastle Shooting Center. Like Nate said, it's one of our favorite matches of the year, and for all the folks that are looking to sign up, it's free of charge. It doesn't cost you one thing. Just get down there, get signed up, and we'll see you a week from Saturday.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to getting out there again.
Looking forward to seeing you, brother. We'll catch you next couple of weeks here.
Yep, I'll be out there Tuesday, my friend.
All right, man. You're listening to Rockcastle Gun Show on ESPN Radio. We're going to take a break, pay some sponsors, and we'll be right back to talk about more shooting stuff in Kentucky. This is Nate from Rockcastle Shooting Center. Did you know that one of the premier shooting ranges in the world is right here in South Central Kentucky? Rockcastle Shooting Center has something for everyone's recreational shooting enjoyment. From 3D archery to our brand new sporting clays course, handgun range is full of steel, the target's out to a mile. There's no better place to get some trigger time than Rockcastle Shooting Center. Non-members are welcome, and memberships start at $150 per year. We offer a fantastic range of firearms training and education opportunities from the most basic to the most advanced. Come see us, exit 48 on I-65, Park City, Kentucky. Visit rockcastleshootingcenter.com.
This is a Morgan & Morgan consumer message.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. You know what's music to the insurance company's ears? Hearing that someone who was injured in a crash did not hire a lawyer, because that means the insurance company won't have to pay them what they deserve. Their own research shows that people who hire a lawyer recover 3 times more. What's music to my ears? Hearing that we helped a client recover full value for their case. If you've been injured, dial pound law on your cell, and you could recover 3 times more. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. Offices, Bowling Green.
Diversity, leadership, education. These are the values the Bowling Green Warren County NAACP strive for. The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People is the oldest civil rights organization in America, founded on tolerance and brotherhood for people of all races, genders, ages, and backgrounds. Our local branch is working hard to make our community a better place, but we need your help. To learn more, you can call us at 270-573-1909 or log on to our website, naacpbgwc.org.
Yeah, and we're back. The Rockcastle Gun Show from the studios in Bowling Green, Kentucky, just south of exit 48 on I-65, where you'll find the Rockcastle Club up on the hill, the hotel, the winery, the restaurant, the Cave Valley Golf Club, Cave Mountain Clays, and pretty much your shooting enjoyment for anybody that wants to pull a trigger from archery, 3D archery course that's set up. All you bow hunters, you're a little late. Next weekend's the opener for Kentucky, but we got that 30 target range set up there on the hill. Come see us, exit 48 on I-65. We're open to the public, and memberships start at $150 a year. And you can enjoy the fruits of our labor up there on the hill and all the ranges and fun things we do to shoot. And, we've been talking all night about these matches. Great opportunities, especially for volunteers that want to get involved with veterans organizations. We need more volunteers for next weekend for HAVA, or for the 14th for HAVA, and it's fun. It's not hard work. All you're giving is your time, and we're going to feed you and take care of you, and you're going to hang out with some of the coolest people on the planet. So call the Rockcastle Lodge at 270-749-4101, and we'd love to have you on our team for the HAVA event, Honored American Veterans Field. Check that out. And we're not going to stop now, because we got another big match coming up early spring, coming kind of back to the Rock. I mean, it's
kind of late winter. Let's call it late winter. Yeah. So Rockcastle Shooting Center is no stranger to precision rifle sniper style matches. We hosted the Mammoth Sniper Challenge for 7 years. We've hosted all kinds of precision rifle series matches. And there's all kinds of things that have been going on. The Rockcastle Shooting Center sets up with our long range, our natural terrain for a very good thing. And this is a spoiler alert. We got a new match announcement that was recently put out. The Bushnell Elite Tactical Sniper Challenge, February 22nd through the 24th, 2019. And this is a challenge, is a competition to honor the lineage of the American sniper. And our next guest is the match director for that, the co-creator and everything else, Mr. Joe Burdick. Thank you for coming on the Rockcastle Gun Show, my friend.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited about this match coming up. It's kind of the high point of my year, and really looking forward to coming back to Rockcastle. I cut my teeth in this sport at Rockcastle at the Mammoth Sniper Challenge. I was there the last 2 years that Mammoth was at Rockcastle. And while I was there, I thought, man, this would be great to get into. And there's some things that I think I would change if I were ever to do one of these, and some stuff I could do a little bit different. And I decided it was time. And so that's what we did.
Well, that's awesome. And this is a test. This is a test for the skill of military and law enforcement sniper teams. So, and also competitive, civilian competitive marksmanship sniper teams. But let's get into the nuts and bolts of this. This one's exciting, and once you announce this match, I mean, it's gotten all kinds of play on social media. People are really excited about it. I've had people contact me that have been up here in the last few weeks and even call or email or text or DM and saying, hey, can't wait to come up for the Bushnell Elite Sniper Challenge. Tell us about the match and its origins and what it's going to be like, and maybe compare and contrast it versus some of the other matches that we've hosted.
Okay. So you touched on it, first of all. I remember perfectly clearly standing at Mammoth the first year I did it and talking to a bunch of guys that were on the same squad as I was. And we talked about a lot of veterans issues, suicide, and the things these guys see in combat, and how great it is to have veterans get back behind the gun in a different role and be able to compete and be around each other and have that fellowship like they always did while they were in. And you know, these are some of the toughest dudes in the country, toughest dudes in the world for that matter. And I wanted to give them a place where they could go and keep these skills fresh and, you know, do what they'd always done, but in a competitive environment instead of a wartime environment. So, you know, I met some of the greatest friends, you know, some of my best friends now. We've been friends, you know, ever since that day standing in the snow. I think it only got above, I don't think it got above 20 degrees the entire time we were there for the entire weekend.
I think it was snowing sideways, ice and snow.
Yeah,
Hey.
It was 4 degrees below zero when we woke up one morning.
Not to be a spoiler, but our Farmer's Almanac says that can happen for this match too. So, just
Yeah,
saying.
well, hopefully it's a little bit later in the year than Mammoth was back in those years, and the weather will be a little more hospitable. The way this match is it's similar in Mammoth and different at the same time. It's a 2.5, almost 3-day match. You start out Friday, and you do ruck marches, timed ruck marches around the property. And let me say, Rockcastle is an awesome facility for this. You've got lots of natural terrain, lots of hardwoods, lots of open spaces, and you're moving the whole time through it. So you kind of got to pace yourself, and you got to pick up the pace at the same time, because there's some huge hills. But anyway, so it is a little bit like Mammoth in that it's a 3-day match where you travel around a course and you shoot. Our divisions are kind of similar. We have a division that Mammoth doesn't have. So our hardest division is the LRP division, LRRP, and those guys will leave Friday morning with everything they need to shoot an entire match for 2.5 days. And they leave the parking lot up there at the lodge on Friday morning, and they will come back Sunday afternoon, having no support from the outside and no assistance from anyone else. The only thing that we provide for them is water and targets.
That's incredible.
And then go ahead.
No, that's incredible. I love that.
Yeah. And this is, you know, we try to make this as realistic as possible. I try to build Bushnell as the most realistic sniper challenge in the country. Our second division, kind of the middle division, is the trooper division. They will do all the same rucks that the LRRP guys do, but they will not camp on the course. They'll go back to the lodge every day at the end of the day.
Comfort of the lodge and the bar.
Yep, they can. Yeah, they can go to the
Lick
bar.
their wounds.
Nice bar at Rockcastle in the lodge there. They can stay there in a hotel room at night. And then our mechanized division is for, you know, some of our older guys, retired guys, sponsors that don't have the time to stay all night. We have what we call the mechanized division. So these guys are going to ride from stage to stage in vehicles. Now, they do it a little differently. Mammoth, back in the day, used to have a division that was kind of like that, but you could drive your own vehicle. So I didn't like that because you could carry whatever gear you wanted in your truck and just have unlimited access, and that's not very real world. So our mechanized division is like a guy that would roll out of an APC with the pack that he packed, when he deployed, and he has to work out of that backpack just like everybody else. So
That's
mechanized trooper and the LRP division all work out of a pack. They all have to carry all their own gear. So there's no unlimited. You can't leave any ammo in the truck, and you have 2 or 3 different tripods and all the different bags. You gotta run what you brung.
That's cool.
So that's basically the 3 divisions. We got a division for everybody. If we got some guys, some battlefield injured guys that have injuries that are just too severe to be able to ruck all that way. And then we got guys, we've got amputees that ruck in the hard division. And hats off to those guys. They've got blisters everywhere, just like everybody else.
Absolutely.
So,
now, one of the things you bill this as is a thinkers match. Let's dive into a thinkers match, and as opposed to a non-thinkers match. What do you mean by that?
So a non-thinkers match would be, and this is not to throw stones at anybody, but like a PRS match or an NRL match or a match where you have a prescribed course of fire. Generally, all of the stages at Bushnell will be blind. So you may be, last year we handed the guys a target card. They started inside one building, and they had to go to the top of the next building and engage targets from up there. And they got a target package as they walked out the door. So they go out, they climb a ladder, get up on top of this Connex that's covered in obstacles, and they have to read the target card and figure out what targets who has to shoot. So it's all thinking on the clock. Generally, you have to find all your own targets. You have to locate them. They're not hidden. It's not a target detection match, but it is a thinker's match in that you have to range these targets. You have to make decisions based on, hey, am I better long? Is my rifle more suitable for these longer targets? Do we waste time here, or do we go to a better position? Do we improve our position? Do we improve our view of the field? So it's all real world type thinking scenarios. I try to make it as real as we possibly can, without anybody shooting back at you.
Well,
and you have problems to solve on the clock. And that's what I mean by a thinker's match.
Yeah, I like that. And I want to interrupt you just for those just joining us or listeners out there. Joe Burdick is our guest. He is the match director for the Bushnell Elite Tactical Sniper Challenge coming up, Rockcastle Shooting Center, February 22nd through the 24th. And we are bringing in, teams from the elite federal agencies and combat units from all over the country, as well as civilians, for a team match. And that's what we're talking about. So keep going there, Joe.
Yeah, so, touching on the teams, we've had teams just since we started. This will be the 3rd year of the match. Army Rangers, Air Force Special Operations, DEA, Department of Energy, Green Berets, Force Recon, MARSOC guys. We had a Coast Guard drug interdiction team last year. We've had National Guards from 5 or 6 different states, state troopers from 5 different states, and then deputies from about every state in the Southeast, and even some from, Missouri and headed out, more your guys' way. But like you said before, this is to honor the lineage of the American Sniper Team. This match is for and by and about military and law enforcement snipers. Now, we open it up to civilians because all the civilians, they want to compare themselves to these guys. And frankly, that's kind of what got me interested in Mammoth too. How do I stack up against the guys that do this for a living?
Well, and also some of these civilians are not too shabby at shooting and sniper matches.
No. We've got some of the best competitors in PRS, some of the best guys in NRL. The first year we had a team that won the mechanized division was a very accomplished 3-gun team. Couple of sponsored 3-gun guys. So we've got some fantastic shooters from multiple different disciplines. We've got some guys from F class. We're going to have some guys from the ELR world this year. You name it, pretty much. We've got guys. We've got disciplines represented from all over the shooting world. But we love to have our civilians get in there too and get in the mix, and it really opens their eyes. It opened my eyes a lot. Just standing around and talking with these guys, the fellowship you develop in the freezing cold, and miserable with a small group of guys, you develop some bonds. And like I said, the guys that my range master Todd Van Langen, I met him at Mammoth, and Justin Vitito, and a bunch of guys that I still talk to all the time, and still see on a regular basis. We all got together at Mammoth and in the cold at Rockcastle, and it's a great experience. If you've never done anything like this, it will absolutely change your life. It did for mine. It just made me even more ate up with competitive shooting, and makes you switch gears.
Well, and like you said,
get out of your comfort zone.
Well, and like you said, it's as much as a conference as a competition, because there is just a lot of folks that get to hang out together and learn from each other and everything else. I think the $1 million question is, Joe, is there any slots available in this match? Because long-range precision rifle is one of the fastest-growing things out there in the country, and certainly at Rockcastle, our memberships, we have people from Chicago and Atlanta and Indianapolis and all over to come shoot there. Is there any spots available in this match?
Absolutely. We this match is filling faster than the previous two have. Just because it was a new match. We've got 60 slots available, and I think just in the first week or so we've filled about 20 slots. So I wouldn't wait around too long.
Where do they find the registration for this?
So you can go to practicescore.com and you can sign up and pay, pick your division, pick your T-shirt size, get your email address in there, and get everything done in one stop at Practice Score. It is a little funny. If you're not used to Practice Score, you got to sign up for a free account and just search the word sniper, and it'll pop right up. If you get in the matches field and sign up, it's easy as it can be. But you do have to sign up for Practice Score's free account.
Well, which is also the best thing you'll ever do, because Practice Score has done more for the competitive shooting than anybody in this country with Ken Nelson. So, Joe Burdick, the Bushnell Elite Tactical Sniper Challenge coming up at Rockcastle Shooting Center February 22nd and 24th. Go to Practice Score, sign up for a free account if you're not familiar with Practice Score, and search Sniper, and it'll come up, the Bushnell Elite Tactical Sniper Challenge. Joe, thank you for coming on. We'll have you on maybe one or two more times before the match. Let's fill this match up. We're proud that we get to host this. We're honored that you chose us for this at our venue, and we just look forward to having another great precision rifle sniper match.
Absolutely. It's growing faster than I ever imagined. We've even got a couple of international teams. I've got a team of Irish guys that are coming, and we've got a unit coming out of Australia as well.
Nice.
I can't believe it's gotten this big. We've got the two big trophies. I mean, the prize table is great. Our last two prize tables for the first 2 years have both been over $100,000.
Awesome.
It's phenomenal, the industry support that we get.
That's huge. That's huge support. The Bushnell Elite Tactical Sniper Challenge. We're up against a hard break. Joe Burdick, match director for the Bushnell Elite Sniper Challenge. Thank you very much. Folks, you're listening to Rockcastle Gun Show on ESPN Radio.